The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I once knew a woman who never worked in a professional job. And one day she met somebody in a store who said to her, she was desperate for a job at that time, desperate. So she meets a woman in the store who said, I'm a principal of a school. Would you like to be a principal? I'm taking off from maternity leave. I'll be out for a few months. Would you like to be the principal? Now, for this lady, offering her a principal job was similar to asking if she wants to build a bridge, of course, across the Hudson River, a new bridge. It's a silly, of course, no shaykhs there. So she was ready to say, absolutely not. But she called me up and she mentioned it to me. I said, I told you Hashem was going to answer your tefillas. I told you that Hashem was going to come through for you after you lost your other job. Here he is. This is the job. But I can't be a principal. How can I run this? I don't know what to do. I said, if you couldn't do the job, Hashem would not have offered it to you. If Hashem offered it to you, it means Hashem is telling you, you have that ability. I said, if you get stuck, any situation you face, you don't know what to do, say, I'm going to think about it now. And go into your office, you dial my number, and I will give you some guidance. Eights of a Taishiyah. You'll be a wonderful principal. And that's exactly what happened. She came into that school, and there were two teachers who were old mates. They weren't married. They were bitter. And they didn't like, and they didn't have any respect for this new principal. I said, we don't have to listen to you. It was like somebody punched her in the nose. You're not the judge here. You're nothing. You know what I mean? You're nobody. Well, she called me up. What should I do? And all the other teachers told her, these are big troublemakers. And she called the principal who was home and she said, why didn't you tell me about it? I knew you wouldn't take the job. So I didn't want to tell you about these two teachers. So she called me up and I said, you're going to win them over and you're going to have them eating out of the palms of your hands. And she said, how, they're very bitter. Once I get them a shidduch, I don't think they're going to change. No, you don't have to get them a shidduch. What you're going to do is you're going to buy each one of them a small gift. First thing you get him is a cup that says, teacher number 1. That's what you do. Let it come together with a little balloon that says, amazing. And you give it to each one to put on their desk, that everybody should know this is what the new principal gave them. Then you're going to invite them out to have a cup of coffee. When you come out, they may not take it, but offer them like the best desserts you could find on the menu. So would they like a banana split? Would they like the biggest malted around? Would they like the most exciting cup of coffee? What would they like? Make them an offer and don't let them say no. You make sure they drink your desserts, your sheikhat. And tell them, it must be hard for you. It must be rough for you. You teach all these years. And I want to tell you something that I feel for you in Imay and Eichel B'Tzara. And from the next day on, she acquired to herself 2 puppies who were ready to eat out of her hands and to take guidance from her and ask her questions. There's different days. I told one day one day the other. They became your friends. I think you have to win over people. You could do that. I don't care if they're bitter. It's called Asay Es Hamar Mosai. Make what's bitter sweet. Everybody has the koiches. And this lady did a tremendous job in a principal job. It went to her head. She said, I can do principal anyway. I can do anything. I said, you can. I said, now, why don't you think of working in a seminary? A seminary? Me? Yes, you. That was the next step. And to high school. Amazing.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org